What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Kick On Rugby channel. I'm your host, Dane Sherritt. We've got breaking news. This is that breaking news that I'm reading it for the first time with you guys. I've done a little, like the smallest bit of digging, but we're into it. A Club World Cup. You heard that right. A Club World Cup. No April Fools. This is breaking news for rugby union, the rugby union world. A Club World Cup. Just when you thought, oh, there's not enough rugby. Have you ever thought that in a year? Like, oh, there's not enough rugby. The rugby gods go, psh, psh, they sprinkle a bit of dust on it and let's go. We get more rugby. So every 4 years, this will happen. Oh, my Rugby 08, the game, Rugby 08, EA Sports, it's in the game. Childhood dreams have come to life. The World Series, I think it was, a World League, where everyone plays everyone. You can just stack your team. Yes, you got a little bit of salary cap, but you can just stack your team. Let's go, man. Let's go. So we're reading the article from The Guardian. Rugby Union's first Club World Cup set to be staged in June 2028. Let's go, man. Rugby Union's first Club World Cup is set to be staged in June 2028 after the major men's leagues in both hemispheres agreed key principles on the project. The Guardian can reveal the plans also mean the Champions Cup will have no winners that year, as the global tournament will replace its knockout stages. Whew, I am putting it up here for you guys because my reading is terrible. But 8 teams from the Champions Cup will qualify for the new global event, 6 from the Super Rugby, and 2 more, probably from Japan's Rugby League 1. Wow, so all those guys going over there for a sabbatical, for a just chill, I want to play a couple games? No, every 4 years you're playing against the best, baby. Woo! Most likely competing in a knockout format across 4 weekends in June. Let's go. Qualification will be meritocratic, that's the biggest word I've ever used, with no allowances to ensure representation from each of the participating countries. The 2028 competition will be held in the Northern Hemisphere and subsequent editions will be played at the same time every 4 years. The format of the Challenge Cup will also be adjusted every 4 years to make room for the new global event. Under the current arrangement, 16 teams qualify for the Champions Cup knockout stages, 8 of which would instead take part in the Club World Cup. The remaining 8 who do not make the global event will instead compete in the latter stages of the Challenge Cup. The idea of World Club Championship has been years in the devising, but the breakthrough has been an agreement by all parties on the dates of the competition. Currently, the finals of the 2 major competitions involved, North and South, are played in June. All have agreed to move their finals to May, which will be achieved in the North by filling in the 4 weekends usually occupied by the Champions Cup. Super Rugby finals this year scheduled for the weekend of the 22nd of June without a break. So they'll have to start earlier. I'm just going to run through this. The biggest thing I think is that this is after the 2027 World Cup. So here it says they would need to start their season at the end of January, 3 months after the 2027 World Cup, to complete by the end of May. In that, some players have still been playing since last year's World Cup. That's crazy. Like Scotland got knocked out of the group stages. Finn Russell played 2 weeks or a week later for Bath, and they're still playing. It's wild, man. So my initial thoughts are like, holy, let's go. We get to see who is better. There's always been, is Toulon better than the Crusaders? Is Leinster better than Waratahs? Whatever the case may be. This will show it. The bragging rights, massive. Massive. Are they playing too much rugby in a year? Holy shit. I think Roman Intermac came out and said something along the lines of, getting a big injury it almost benefits your career because you get time off to rest. Your body needs to rest. There's only some outliers that can play forever and ever, barely get any injuries, and just rack up the amount of games. They can just play 30, 40 games a year. It's wild. There's been that many players that have come out and said they've had burnout and mentally they can't sustain it. Their bodies can't sustain it. Retiring early because of injuries. Now we want to chuck more games onto it. Look, my first thoughts, love it. Absolutely love it. More rugby. As a spectator and as someone who talks about rugby, give me more rugby. Give me more content. Let's go. But looking at it from a player's perspective, like, sure, players will want to play. But like you're putting effort into one thing, you have to be taking from something else. Like, where's the give it? Like, it's tough, man. It's tough. You're chucking big, massive games on top of an already competitive, strong rugby calendar. Whew, man. With 26 rounds of regular competition and 3 rounds of knockouts, the top 14 is by far the most fixture heavy of the domestic leagues involved. And they've got currently the best teams and best players, I would say. Their current season started in mid-August and paused for the World Cup, which is to be contested in the same season as the mooted club equivalent. There have been top 14 fixtures every non-Champions Cup weekend since, bar one, the second weekend of the Six Nations. It's so much rugby. Obviously, the guys are keen, like they're saying here. There seems to be no let-up in the demands on the players. Oh, yeah, sorry, that's... yeah, no let-up. They just have this guys, stakeholders sitting back like, how can we make more money, put more product out, sell more tickets, more advertising. That means more games. Players just fucking play. I'm all for this if we can pay the players more. Yes, it doesn't mean you're not going to get injured, but you're playing for more. What's the financial incentive here? This would be great if, yes, obviously the clubs need to be making money out of this, but let's pay the players. Let's pay the players here. That'll be great. That'll be great. To that end, stakeholders are being invited by European Professional Club Rugby to conference in June, where details will be discussed for an inaugural Women's Champions Cup in 2026. Love that too. Get the chicks involved. You want stakeholders want more money? Let the chicks play more. Their schedule isn't half as heavy as the men's schedule. Let the chicks play more. Love it. This is expected to involve the winners of 4 leagues to begin with the English and Fresh champions and the winners of the Celtic Challenge and the Latin Cup, the latter involving clubs from Italy and Spain. Love that. Let's go. And I love it. Let me know what you guys think. I love it. I do love it. We want to see, you want bragging rights. You want your club to be the best in the world, inevitably. Soccer has it or football has it. Let's rugby. Why can't we have it? We're a world sport. Let's get involved, man. I guess another big question I have is, does that mean South African clubs are involved as well? Like there's talk in that article. Yes, I only read the one article, but it is European sides, Super Rugby and Japan. Does South Africa, I know South Africa's in the URC and the Champions. I'm guessing they do. They are involved. Yeah, that's like you can't have a club World Cup if the back-to-back World Cup winners aren't involved. I guess I'm banging my head against a wall because South Africa's clubs are playing in Europe, so I'm guessing they form part of it. But South African clubs have to be involved in this. A potential promotion relegation set up where we can spread it a bit further. It doesn't have to only be Europe, Super Rugby, and maybe Japan. Like, let's get Italian, or there's Russian club rugby, there's Netherlands club rugby, German club rugby, there's Spanish club rugby, Italian. Like, let's go. Let's spread it out more. I think my biggest thing is it's a year right after a World Cup. Tough, man. Guys are going to have to back up heavily. Laws, will the laws change? Because some Super Rugby, they don't have the DuPont law with the offsides. Will that change? Will they all agree on a certain law, which they probably do in the World Cup? So that won't be that hard. Financial incentive, give the players more of the money. And yeah, I love it. Firstly, love it. Secondly, holy, the players are going to be playing a lot of rugby that season. Thirdly, pay the players, man. They'll play. Pay them more. They'll play. Fourthly, I don't even know if that's a word. Let the chicks play as well. Love that for the woman. Spread the game for the woman. We can do it. Let them jump off the back of the men. Curtain raisers at each game. Easy. Let's go. Put me on the Club Cup board. Club World Cup board. Got it. We got it in the end. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I love it. Cool. More rugby. More things to talk about. Hurricanes will win it anyway. So let's go. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'll see you next time. Bye.